Hey there everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name's Chris, and today we're here with CK3. I've got pretty much all of the DLCs. Don't have a lot of like the stuff packs and some of the regional stuff, but all the big stuff I've kind of got, and we've got some good mods in, including a Game of Thrones, one of the premier CK3 mods. Phenomenal job, constant development. So we are here. I believe this is the where did we start? I think we started just before the books. So that would be, I think the Defiance of Duskendale is where we started. So yeah, basically we're an adventurer. We are the bastard-born daughter of Lord Lucerys of Driftmark, House Velaryon, a member of the Velaryon dynasty. We were captured by pirates. We were abducted and were a slave growing up. We have kind of earned our freedom or escaped. A little combination, really, of the two in my headcanon from the free cities and have sort of returned home. But there's no real place for us. We can't really go to Driftmark at the high tide. We are not a fully fledged member, and we're considered a bastard when really we're born out of wedlock. Slight difference, not really that much, but we're a woman who is not in line to inherit much right now, and probably never will be. And I hope we don't, because I think that will be a much different story than the one I'm kind of hoping to tell with Boss Aelinor of the Wavedancers. And a look at that. Our cadet branch is going to be called House Velarys. You can see in the middle here. So this is our start. And we do start though at Driftmark. We have been set up. This is our character. Pretty solid all the way through. 16-year-old. Got ourselves out and about. We are freebooters. And so that's going to be more prowess contracts, which is kind of what I'm more focusing on, plus a higher number of captains. I'm going to try and build a large military force, and then we might just try and conquer some place to set up our first holding. As you can see, Lord Lucerys is our parent, but we were kind of born out of wedlock. So we are lustful, diligent, and brave, three of my favorites, and I think just gives us so much. Like the lustful for fertility. The diligence just is, I feel, really good across the board, and bravery as well as a fighter, and also that sort of slave mentality, kind of getting captured as a very young child by pirates, taken across to Essosi, probably Pentos or Mir somewhere, kind of getting, discipline drilled into us. And then also having that kind of escape / earning our freedom, I think speaks to the bravery. So we're a skilled tactician, not an amazing fighter. We did fight as part of our slavery in the pits. We are an aspiring blade master. We definitely want to become stronger so we're never captured again. We are a wild daughter, as we spoke, born out of wedlock. We are athletic. And we do have some other little mods in, one of which is increasing some, adding some traits that are kind of minor versions of the inheritable traits. So glowing, a little bit of fertility and attraction. We are a skilled fighter. We are a freedman. Velaryon Steel customizer. I don't know. I didn't add that in there. That one got added in somehow. I haven't got a Velaryon Steel sword or anything, and we're gonna have to find one. Probably sending someone on a trip to, a trip to Valyria, I guess. That's going to be the way, or we're going to try and capture someone and steal their sword. So I think that mod's in here. If it's not, I will be adding it into here. We do have a little bit in sort of foot here. Again, we've been fighting in the pit, so I think that kind of fits. And we have been knighted. We have been knighted as part of our escape. Exiled knights, we did get knighted. Is it valid? Is it not? I don't know. But she is trying to live up to that. And the fact that she is a female knight, which is very kind of rare as well. So the world we live in. As you can see, everything in a really solid place. And yeah, we're currently at home. We do have a friend. It's our father. And we do have a few people with us. So I want to kind of go through them. My second is Sir Stevrom, a very solid fighter. Again, someone who's come across with us. And in my sort of headcanon, these are people that went to seek their freedom and their fortune elsewhere and kind of elevate their low-born stations. And to be fair to Sir Stevrom, you know, he's still very young as well. But we have knighted these people. So you can see here that as a second, he gets a bunch of good things. And he's just a very, very good fighter. So a knight, skilled fighter, strong forest fighter, military engineer, aspiring blade master, incompetent commander. He is generous, just, and ambitious. Not too bad. Sir Bowen is a spineless knight. Yeah, he was part of our escape from indentured servitude, as we might term it. Arrogant, craven, callous. He's a dutiful captain, aspiring blade master, an aggressive attacker, athletic, skilled, and again, he is actually, in my headcanon, who knighted us. But he is definitely only really here because of that, and because he wouldn't otherwise mesh well being an arrogant craven. So there is him. Then Sir Velaryon. We knighted him despite the fact he's really not a good fighter. But he is the diplomat. He is someone who is used to kind of dealing with nobility and merchants and kind of, you know, was the ship captain at one stage, who sadly lost their ship on their journey over with us. Sir Peros, our caravan master, very solid member of the troop as well. Stubborn, ambitious, callous, but a thrifty clerk and a knight. He was also one of the merchants who, again, we've knighted, even though he isn't that good. Because these people mean something to us. They've been a part of our journey. And then Sir Gawain, someone who has come from the Isle of Driftmark as well, to join with us. Another brave soul, honest, authoritative. He is used to dealing with Velaryon. And we are just very happy to have him with us. The other person who has been assigned to us by our father is Sir Warren, an elusive shadow. This is the person probably spying on us for our father, if we're honest, but a very capable, inquisitive kind of guy who is just here to do so. We've got a diplomat, we've got a money man, we've got a skullduggery expert, and then we've got a couple of fighters in our unit. We will be looking for a husband and whatnot, but everything else has kind of been set up quite nicely. And yeah, our camp's very basic. We've got absolutely nothing. We only have our father, and we have just made a request of him, which is to host a grand tournament. So, our new maester, Clarion, 19-year-old maester. So he's one-eyed, increases his learning. He is a giant, which is interesting. So he's not a fully fledged maester. He's a one-eyed giant with some learning, who is lustful but humble and patient. 2 of the 3 fit the maesterhood there. And he's from Dawn. Yeah, he's got good learning. I'm going to say yes to him. He can join our group. There are contracts. We can do some stuff. And we are currently second in line, but that will probably not be the case for much longer. But the first thing we are going to do is go ahead and set up for this grand tournament. So I think Triumph is what we're going to try and do. I think we've got a kind of a shot here. So we're going to go up to 4 speed. Let's see if they can injure each other and take each other out of the tournament. I'm just really going to go between the tent camp and the tournament ground. So a small crowd has gathered around a passionately orating Lord Donald. Lord Donald Trant. Okay. Okay. Interesting. Bit of a skullduggery expert himself. Married into House Morrigan. We have Stefan Trant, his son and heir and regent, and Sir Meryn Trant. Everybody boo at your screen for Sir Meryn, the treacherous villain. And sadly, a couple of kids look like they died there. An accident and being ill, and then they have a 10-year-old daughter there as well. So your own skill will only take you so far in a tournament. He looks at me intently. It's those who support or don't support you who decide your fate. Let me tell you of when I became friends with Melinda Trant. Almost half an hour passes, but it feels like mere seconds. He sure knows how to spin a tale. So we could just take the lifestyle experience, but I think, yeah, moderate increase to our score. We're almost ready to qualify. We can go here, where victory is fostered. This is Sir Warren, our knight. A knight stand assembled for the day's training. Their attendants laden with kit. Warren and myself stand before all. Knights, what you do not know, ask humbly to be taught, urges Warren. Together we represent the boss. Let us together prepare for our glories. He turns to me, eyes gleaming. Command us. Little scary, Warren. Little scary, son. But yeah, captain's score will go up and ours will go up as well slightly. And we are now on course to qualify, which is good. And a nightly fanfare. You're gonna win this, my knight, Warren exclaims. It'll be trivial, like when you knighted Baryon. Yeah, that was such a good decision, wasn't it, Warren? That wasn't like a spur of the decision. I need your ship. That wasn't anything like that, was it? This was amazing. You're much too noble, lady, and implacable to fail. It feels good to know that my knights have my back, so you can thank the Father, get a bit of piety. Nothing without my glorious supporters. We will get some prestige, or I feel unstoppable. I'm gonna take a little bit of prestige. I think that's kind of the way to go, and we have qualified, and it's time to show the world our skill. Recital. Oh, this isn't good. Stage fright to start off. Trumpets blare, the masses whoop and holler. I ascend the recital dais waving. A hush falls as I take a heroic stance, as my chest puffs, as my arms spread wide. I open my mouth. It's dry. It's very, very dry. I try to speak, but words won't come. Hundreds of eyes stare upon me. Why can't I speak? I knocked my stomach, unknown mere moments ago, tightens sickeningly, and the throng's muttering gathers pace. Look, a 3-headed monkey. Now's not the time, Guybrush. Now's not the well, no is the time. Combined intrigue and diplomacy. Yep. It doesn't work out quite well. So Lucas, who is this? So Lucas Fell of the Kingswood. Okay. Lord Paramount Stafford's Chancellor. So he flashes an arrogant smirk my ways. He descends the dais. Doesn't take long to find out why. First line's a grave insult to me. The rest follows suit. Oh, hello. Okay. We might have to do something here. I wonder if Lord Paramount Stefan would enjoy finding a new chancellor. "'Tis true Lucas rhymes like no other. However, he hath lain with his father." I don't think so somehow. So yeah, I don't think that's going to be great, but it might be our best option. Whether he is a rakish lover, that rhymes. His mind couldn't be duller. Again, does rhyme. His face couldn't be rougher. So, yeah, 51% diplomacy challenge, 50% learning challenge, a 68% diplomacy and intrigue, or just pure intrigue. So I'm guessing he is quite low at intrigue. So we do have a decent advantage. That should be what we say. So, oh, I have lain with his father. Okay, that makes a little more sense. It still doesn't rhyme. But 'tis true, Lucas rhymes like no other. However, I have lain with his father. We win the crowd. Let's go. And now the next round, we can make a little ditty about making coin and living a good life. That's a 60% chance. Diplomacy and stewardship. Another 60% here. We can regale the crowd with a tale of war and victory, diplomacy and martial. A little less for diplomacy and learning, appealing to a higher power. And just a diplomacy. Let's keep it safe and simple. So no, it doesn't really matter with these, but it does fit us a little more with war and victory. So I'm going to regale the crowd with the tale of war and victory. Finish my final verse. Crowd hasn't waited for the ending. They haven't waited. Oh, they've thrown flowers on the stage and celebrating before I've finished. Okay, well, one last verse. I won. I actually won. Excellent. And we are on course to qualify for the melee, which is definitely more our cup of tea. But saying that, we did win this, so that's awesome. Okay. So the trumpets sound, the crowd clamors, competitors begin to assemble. The contest is over, and someone's moment in the sun is being readied. A herald steps forward, voice booming out across the scene. After many trials, some tribulations, and above all else, some truly spirited competition, we have a final three. In third place, the gutsy Lord Quentin. Okay. Little Dawn. Coming in a close second, Lord Russell of House Farron. No Westerland. Okay. Now, course leaves us with our victor, Boss Aelinor. I knew I could win. I have proven my worthiness beyond doubt at Father's tourney. Beautiful. Oh, we got a little event with a cook. I don't think it would be an unreasonable. Plenty of farms, even though they're not great ones. Shouldn't be hard for us to pause and stock up on some luxuries. What are you even complaining about? Okay, we're well-provided camp. I mean, we can gain provisions that we don't need, but we got money, and we could be stern on provisions, so we don't use as many. Let's just keep ourselves pretty high. Nothing we would lose money. We don't need to lose stress, so let's just increase our score slightly. Go visit the tent camp next. Lord John and Lord Bywin. Similar-ish. Similar-ish in terms of their the heraldry at first glance, but okay. And Sir Warren is involved. I mean, we are lustful. I wouldn't want to spend a faith. I don't want to gain a ton of stress, so I guess room for one more. I guess they're not all together. I mean, they are together, but hide their own partners. So each of them's got a partner. It's not like just the three of them. But is there room for one more? Lecherous warriors. Spouse opinion, clergy opinion. We don't have a spouse. And the clergy isn't bad. Yeah, I guess why not right now? And I'm just going to study their techniques. And we will go into the melee. Okay, the melee beginning now then. Clear the void. My team versus Lady Lara Blackmont. Ooh, okay. It's Blackmont. Another Dornish. And Lord Ryman of House Rhyn. Glory will be ours. 100%. We're not cheating. Not cheating at all. I must be swift as a coursing river. The melee from the trees. The hardy scrub shivers and rustles as I push my way through it. This copse of trees is a perfect ambush spot, adjacent to the path to a rest spot. I do not have to wait long. Lady Gemma Mercer shambles her way along the path, clearly looking forward to a break from the fighting. The dappled sunlight glints off her armor as the susurration of the leaves masks my approach through the undergrowth. Keeping my eyes on Gemma, I eventually get myself into prime position, merely 2 or so strides away from where she's about to tread. I need to be stressful. No. We need to ambush, and we do. Sweet refuge. Exhausted, I stagger on into the austere comforts of a refuge. All around me are competitors from both sides, armor rent and twisted, swords blunted and chipped. Squires and servants scurry around, helping their charges. So, looks like a few people are in here. Ooh, Colin Baelish. Father of Lord Peter. Maybe we chop his head off and save the world a little bit of stress, hey? Okay, so we can gain a little bit of score, but we gain 20 stress by leaving. We can gain a little bit of score and gain some wit training if we pass our diplomacy check. And that check is at 78%. And we can spend money we don't really have, gain a tiny little bit, and either increase or greatly increase our team score. I think we're just going to say, gather around you lot. I'm going to try and talk them through, and we do, so we get a little bit of an increase there. And then into the fray, as the battle comes to a head now. We got a chance to win. Combined martial and prowess, I will win a soldier's victory. 76% chance. ploy was a stunning blow. The tide shifts in my team's favor. Multiple riders breaking free as we overwhelm their flank, racing away towards the opposition's camp. We can only hope they reach it before the same happens to us. It's almost impossible to call which side is closest to prevailing. There is all still to play for. I can see the heralds begin to make their way onto the field to signal the conclusion of the event. The end draws near. One more push. We did it. We won. Oh, this tournament that our fathers put on for us has gone very well. The recital and melee both fall into our laps, and we are starting to make a reputation for ourselves. Boss Aelinor's team beat Lady Velarys in this contest. And she is wounded and ill. Ooh. Lady Blackmont not really in a good spot here. Not really in a good spot, okay. Well, we won. Ooh, Lord Malabriar of House Briar. Your spouse died 26 years ago, and you are infirm. Not exactly what I would hope for, but I will take the favor of a lord. We will say no to the romance scheme, probably, but we will, yeah. And then we've got to come out of this. So the Pharaoh Lord, renown, tiny little bits, but that's good because we don't have too much there. So that puts us above 2.5, which is really nice. And we can seduce faster, which could actually... that could actually be really, really fun. Okay. Ooh. Okay, so Stevron, my second, has found someone who he deems acceptable as a wife. Most enchanting woman here in Blackhull. And this is Lady Jenna. It's a 29-year-old. She is gluttonous, generous, content, and a naive appeaser. She wouldn't really add anything to our camp, but our second desires this woman. She desires him. So we could give up almost half of our money. Oh, we got an above 50% chance. Will she run away? She will run away with him. Excellent stuff. Happy with that, so I will show you how it's all done. We're going to gain pretty big score increase there. We're on for the duel. Ah, Lord John. Lord John Sweet of Sweetmont. Lord Marriage's Chancellor of House Massey. Okay. Well, Lord John, I could gain a little bit of prestige, or I could boost our score some. I don't feel he's that much of a threat, so I'm going to say I want a fair fight. I do want a fair fight. I think we've got a good chance of winning anyway, and that's kind of what we're going for, so I'm ready. We're going to face off against Lord Maron Blacktide. I have you now. And then... yeah, all are pretty good. Let's just remember our training. And we defeat the Ironborn Lord. So, Lord Maron Blacktide. Lord Quellon's Castellan. Okay, so he's a Castellan's. Nice. And so we've got Boss Aelinor, Lady Lara back again, ill and wounded. Lord John Firing, who we're up against, and Lord Raymond Rin as well. So I can do this. Lord John was tampering with Lady Lara's armor. Shameless. So if we win this, we face off against Lady Lara. And Lady Lara is ill and injured. Interesting. And King Aerys is dead. Tortured to death by the Duskendales. Okay. King Rhaegar ascends the throne with Jane Caswell as his betrothed. The world is not the same as it used to be, and yeah. Okay, well. Things just got interesting. And okay then, so a little riposte. Again, I think just remembering our training. Oh, we lost. And he killed her. Oh, we wouldn't have killed her. We wouldn't have killed her. Okay, there's always time. I'm gonna warn them, just get a little bit of extra opinion. And we won 2 out of the 3. We didn't win all 3. I was kind of hoping that we would. We didn't win the duel. Ooh. Daemon Voxia. A giant, aggressive attacker, blade master, brilliant strategist, humble, honest, and just. Oh, I want to knight him so badly. Faith of the Seven, High Valyrian, prowess. I think I'd rather spend that money here. I don't care about the army, but I think Daemon Voxia is a phenomenal knight to add to our entourage. So we have gained, what's that, 500 prestige. We've gained 25 gold, which has just paid for Daemon. We have a little bit of extra diplomacy for 5 years and some martial for 5 years. And we have a prize brooch, so a little bit of attraction and prestige, which again is quite nice. That extra prestige will come in handy. And some prize armor, +4 prowess, and some captain effectiveness with more prestige. That is actually quite big. That is quite big. So, tournaments in the bag. We still haven't ventured out or taken any contracts. We do have some contracts here we should be pretty good at. But I'm pretty happy with all this so far. And I don't mind. Spending a little bit of this prestige we just got to knight Daemon Voxia and make him a little bit better as well. Our Sworn Shield. I love that. But yeah, I think that's where we're going to leave the first episode then. We are sort of here on Driftmark, completing the tournament to start ourselves off on our journey as we try and find our way through life, find some land to develop, to grow, and slowly start making ourselves a kingdom. Do we stay? here? Do we try and do something in the Crownlands? Do we maybe go elsewhere within Westeros? Do we perhaps venture beyond the wall and try and see what life is there? Or do we maybe return to Essos and make a life there after escaping the slavery and indentured servants that we had to kind of live part of our life being under the yoke of the masters in the free cities? It's going to be fun finding out. But Aelinor, a very successful tournament to start with. I think that's a great thing for us. So I hope you've enjoyed. I will see you back here for more CK3 as the journey of House Velarys continues into the future. Until then, please do leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Anything you kind of want to see us attempt here? Any advice? Do we go for an early spouse? Do we marry one of our followers and get kids going? Or do we just try and get a reputation up to the point where maybe we can find a suitable match? Do we marry a lowborn, or do we try and hold out and see if we can get ourselves married to somebody of noble birth? Let me know in the comment section down below with all that as well. But yeah, like, subscribe for the algorithm. You know the deal. And I will see you back here very soon for more fun and games. Take care, stay safe, and all the best to you until we meet again.